can go into a football game and change what you do completely because you're abandoning your beliefs. And we want to establish a line of scrimmage just like they do. We want to control the inside just like they do. And, whoever has the best line play is going to win the football game.
I was going to say, they like to run it too. There's nothing fancy about what either team does offensively, is there?
Absolutely not. And I think me and Coach Dunn probably have similar philosophies on that, and they're sending 3 or 4 guys at you at one time, and it's a tough offense to stop. And, if there's a magic wand you can wave to stop that double wing, I'd sure like to find it. But we're working our best to see what we can do, and we're very excited about the challenge for tomorrow, that's for sure.
Derek Garfield joins as the head coach at Wood River. Coach, you've got a lot of kids that do some good things defensively, but it looks like Jack Ganglish is your leader right now.
Absolutely. He's the kid who transferred in from GI Senior High last year, has just been a tremendous force for us, not only on the defensive side of the ball, but he does a great job at our guard position on the offensive line. And, Jack's just one of those kids who gives you everything in practice every day. He sells out on the game field. He's going to be there, he's going to be ready, and he's going to do his assignment. And the emotion and the intensity he brings is something that you can't put a price tag on. It's something that our team severely needs, and he steps up and rises to the occasion every week.
Do you see anything different as you scout Minden than what you've seen the last couple of years? I know you touched on how they like to run the ball, which is no secret, but are there some things that they're either stronger at or maybe you can take advantage of on the flip side of that?
Well, I don't know if there's anything necessarily we could take advantage of. They graduated some good kids last year, but, they have done a fantastic job of reloading. Up front, Pete Troush, of course, he's just a phenomenal, offensive lineman for them. He got 305 pounds of a big boy coming downhill at you. That's pretty tough to stop. And I really think that Bergstrom's a good quarterback. He's done a great job. He's got a great frame on him. He runs that offense very, very well. And so we're going to have to play a pretty flawless football game just to be in it with them.
Coach, overall, the status of your team, we've kind of talked with all the coaches the last week or so. The flu bug's been through this time of the year. You got some kids banged up, but so far, knock on wood, you guys have been okay.
Yeah, we've dodged that bullet. We actually, first couple weeks of the season, had a little flu bug come through here. But otherwise, ever since then, we've been really healthy. The bye week that we got right before district play started really helped heal some of our nicks and bruises and things like that. And, it's always nice to get this late in the season and not have too many injury bugs going around.
Finally, Coach, we didn't touch on your quarterback because I think probably there's just not a whole lot to touch on there unless he's going to carry the ball a lot, and that's not exactly what Mitch Bossert's been doing. What do you want him to do at the quarterback spot for you?
Well, we need him to control the football. We can't have turnovers tomorrow night. If you're going to beat a good football team, you got to keep the ball in your hands. And he's just got to, kind of be the captain of the ship here and do what we can do to control the football. We need him to make the passes on time, the timely passing that we do. And we need him to make good reads and stuff. And, something that people probably don't know a whole lot is that he does a lot of audible at the line of scrimmage. And he has full reign to do that at any time. And, he's a second-year starter here. And to be able to have a kid in there who can read defenses and make calls at the line of scrimmage is a big-time advantage. And he's got to be able to do that. He puts the time in the film room, and I think he's ready to go for tomorrow as well.
Well, Derek, I look forward to a good football game. As always, great to catch up with you and see the Wood River Eagles. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, Doug. Appreciate your coverage, sir.
That is the head football coach at Wood River, Derek Garfield, on the New Tech Seed pregame show. We'll be back in here from Minden Whippet head coach Sam Dunn after this on KKPR.
Best of luck in tonight's game from Terry and Jason Stark of New Tech Seed, your yield leaders. Contact
The Wood River coach, you guys are kind of in the same boat. Once again, it looks like this is going to be for the district title. Once again, it was a rocky first 3 weeks in non-district play, although it's just a juggernaut. You guys came in expecting to be competitive and maybe pick up some wins, but when you take on a Class B school and 2 top 10 teams in C1, nothing is easy. It looks like you competed a little bit better this year than last year, but I'm sure you guys didn't take a whole lot of solace out of the 0-3 start.
No, we look back on those 3 games and thought, we're not at that point good enough to overcome some of the mistakes we were making. And, we had kind of a wet night tonight against Holdridge and made some mistakes that we weren't able to overcome. And same against Gothenburg. However, we did rebound in the second half, and I thought played a little bit better. We were a little bit more effectively moving the ball.
Tell me about, you had a good crew of starters coming back from last year's team that made the playoff, but every coach is always concerned about the guys that had to step in. Has that taken a while to get the new guys accustomed to playing every down?
Yeah, we we were looking at over the other night, and offensive line-wise, we have a little bit of experience, 3 of the 5 back, but just to get the other 2 involved and get them all on the same page is taking a little bit more time than what we'd anticipated. And then our backfield is made up of pretty young players. We rotate a junior in at fullback and a couple of sophomores in at our wingback position, and sophomores play like sophomores. They make mistakes occasionally, and they're good athletes. But we're finding out that's kind of a long learning curve for us there.
Minden football coach Sam Dunn joining us on the New Tech Seed pregame show. I guess everybody that brings up Minden football is bringing up Pete Troush, so let's bring up Pete. We all know about him. How has his game progressed? And I guess, in my eyes, since this will be the first time we've seen you guys this year, how are other teams attacking him and working on him?
Well, it's obvious that he's a part of their game plan. When we're on defense, we try to move him around a little bit so that teams can't, just run one direction or the other. We like to play him in the middle quite a bit at nose guard and give him the leeway to attack from tackle to tackle gap. We're seeing a lot of people defensively just coming in at his legs and not going upstairs and trying to get in a shoving match with him. He's progressing real well, doing a nice job for us on both sides of the ball, and is a good leader for us too.
We all know that, in talking with Coach Garfield just before this, that you're going to run the ball. You guys have been pretty successful at that. You've handled Wood River with that run game before, but you do have Ryan Bergstrom back as a second-year starter at the quarterback position. Are you, I guess, opening up the playbook at all, or are you sticking with what always has worked for you?
A lot of that depends. If we get out there and we can see we can move the ball on the ground, then obviously we're going to continue with what goes well for us. But we do have a pretty good passing attack. We threw for over 100 yards a couple of weeks ago, and so we have a lot of confidence what we want to get done there through the air. And so, but if we're going to move the thing on the ground and we can average 5-6 yards a carry, we're going to stay right at that.
We talked, and you talked a little bit about the line of scrimmage. One of the spots that you were concerned about going into the season looked to be that linebacker core. How's that been coming along?
Once again, that's we're kind of playing linebacker by committee, Doug. We got guys that we stick in there for 2 or 3 plays. We got guys that we play in there different weeks when we see more of a passing attack, and it's an area of concern. But I think the kids have held their ground well and done a nice job for us.
As you take a look at Wood River, any differences in what you've seen the last couple of years from them?
I think a little more experienced. They're not afraid to spread it out and throw it. Their backfield really scares me. They'll match up real well for us up front. Average 200 plus across the line, and then you take and throw in the experience of their backfield with Martin and McTavish and Smith and that's 3 pretty good backs to call upon.
This is your final home game of the season, senior night, all that kind of thing going on. You guys have been battling the flu pretty bad. The volleyball team, we ran into that earlier in the week. I know we're still a few hours out from game time, but kind of just assess where you're at right now.
Yeah, we've had the flu. It seemed to really hit after this last weekend. We'd had our homecoming, and all those kids, they sure as heck couldn't miss the dance, and so they all, I'm sure, went to the dance on Saturday, and it kind of helped spread the flu bug around. But it's hit the volleyball team hard. It's hit the football team hard. At one time, we had about 3/4 of our kids at practice, missing 15, 20 kids. That takes a pretty good toll on you. And so we're hoping that maybe we're on the rebound now and got some of them through it, but it's a constant worry.
Sam, last question, because everybody runs a little something different, but Maryland Eye is what you're going to see out of Wood River. You guys have a very unique offense as well. If somebody's coming to watch Minden for the first time, just explain the benefits and what has been so good working with the way you run your offense.
Well, for one thing, I think it's probably pretty hard to duplicate in practice. We run a lot of things with motion. All of our plays start with our kids having a running start in motion. We have very close line splits, which makes it pretty difficult to blitz. It also gives us angles to block down and double team. And I think the other thing that it's done in the past 3 or 4 years that we've really got serious about running it, Doug, is that it's a team offense. It's not we're going to depend on one I-back to go for 150 yards, or one quarterback to beyond that night to throw the ball. It involves everybody. It's a 4-back offense, and not many teams around here run it. It makes it difficult to see. There are a few in Nebraska, and it can be very successful.
Well, it has been for you guys, and we're looking forward to another good football game. Sam, thanks for the time, and get those kids healthy.
You bet. Thanks, Doug.
That's Sam Dunn, head football.
The New Tech Seed pregame show as we continue getting ready for the Whippets and the Wood River Eagles tonight here on KKPR, the World Wide Web at kkpr.com. Minden, Wood River, a couple of schools in the area like to don the purple. The Whippets all purple with the white trim, the traveling purple pants and the white tops with purple trim tonight for Wood River. Parents' night here tonight, Tony. Always some activity going on. I mean, back in the day, 9 games. There used to be a couple games where there wasn't anything going on in the pregame, but now you've got to have parents' night, you got to have senior night, you got to have homecoming. That's 3 of your 4 home games.
Yeah, there you go. It seems to be a lot of activity going on. Boy, I'm not sure about doing it right before when you're trying to get amped up. It seems like you can't take a lot of the emotion out of it. We'll see how Minden responds.
Yeah, the Minden football players were standing around for at least 10 minutes, the tunnel, and introducing everybody, and then the parents walked out with the seniors, and so great job to honor them. That's what you want to do, but as you said, usually they do that about 30 minutes before game time, and then you can take that last 15, 20 minutes, whatever it is, to get warmed up. But they just ran through a couple of plays here, and now they're going to go stand on the sideline. We're going to have the national anthem, and then we're going to play football. We've got the starting lineups coming your way in just a moment as well here on the New Tech Seed pregame show. So stay with us. Don't forget, we've got a lot of high school football going on our network of stations. A lot of special things going on here this evening. They're honoring the veterans here tonight at Minden as well. The veterans and just about every law enforcement officer in the entire city or county is here tonight as well.
If you are a fugitive out there, particularly wanting to go to a high school football game, probably not the right venue for you to show up at.
But if you're late trying to get to the game, hammer down, folks. Unless there's a state trooper out there, because everybody else is here. I mean, there's like 15 of them standing down there being honored tonight. So the veterans, the firefighters, everybody that does work, and of course, most of these guys also helping out with activities throughout the year, security, chain gang, and things like that. So whatever your football game is, don't be afraid to tell somebody thanks for doing what they do, even if they're your best buddy. They'll think you're joking with them, but tell them thanks and appreciate the job that they do, because it's unbelievable. We're heading into the home stretch of the football season. Everybody hoping we don't see a nail-biter like we did last night. Kind of strange here that it's not the Huskers tomorrow. It was the Huskers last night, picking up that 27-12 victory. If you're looking for some football tomorrow, don't forget a top 20 NAIA matchup going on over at the college. So that's a great game for Hastings and Morningside. As they continue to introduce folks here, we're going to be going into the national anthem in just a moment here on KKPR-FM, Kearney, Minden, and Wood River. So, Tony, I guess just one more thought before we go to break here as you see how this game's going to play out.
Well, I think this first series for Minden, I want to see how they get started. I think it's going to be hard to get emotionally into this game for them. We'll see if they can get some fire underneath them, come out and move the football.
Well, we will take a break as the Minden Pep Band will perform the national anthem. We'll be back and take a look at the starting lineups for tonight's high school football game here on KKPR right after this.
You're headed in the right direction for service, savings, and selection. Can't seem to find that car, truck, or SUV you've been looking for? See the professionals at Killian Motors, where people come back time after time since 1979. 8th and Central, Kearney.
Honey, hurry. We need to finish loading up the trash. The dump closes in an hour.
Don't let trash take up all your time. Ravenna Sanitation takes trash seriously. From your home, the farm, and your business, they remove it. Ravenna Sanitation, serving all of Buffalo County.
Miller Body Shop in Minden is your collision specialist. They offer paintless.
Junior Riley Egger. At left guard, number 70, 210-pound junior Jack Gangwish. The right guard, number 78, 170-pound junior Dustin Anchetta. The tackles, right tackle, number 72, 215-pound senior Jordan Barg. The left tackle, number 79, 260-pound senior Aaron Robertson. At tight end, number 1, 160-pound senior Brian Burr, and number 3, 160-pound senior Seth Bosshart. In the backfield, they'll run the up back, number 10, 180-pound senior Shad Smith. The fullback, number 49, 205-pound senior Johnny Martin, and the tailback, number 30, 160-pound junior Jensen McTavish. The quarterback, number 13, 180-pound senior Mitch Bosshart. The head coach of the Wood River Eagles is Derek Garfield, assisted by Dave Baugh, Darren Waddington, Mike Voss, and Dave Kimenow. They are 2-3 on the season. For Minden, the offensive line, number 68, 200-pound senior Brandon Lewis, number 71, 195-pound senior Lance Johnson, number 72, 195-pound senior Dan Sanford, the All-Stater, number 77, 305-pound senior Pete Troush, and number 79, 185-pound senior Bryce Dolan. Tight ends, number 88, 240-pound senior Colby Emmel, and number 14, 175-pound senior Nick Hansen. The wingbacks, number 4, 140-pound senior Clint Birdie, number 40, 170-pound sophomore Jack Rafferty, and the fullback, number 20, 150-pound senior Tyson Middlesworth. The quarterback is number 10, 180-pound senior Ryan Bergstrom. Head coach is Sam Dunn. Minden's 2-3, and that's your starting lineup brought to you by 5 Points Bank. You've been listening to the New Tech Seed pregame show. New Tech Seed, see the boys to get the seed in your field as we are ready to play some football. And the kick is away. Minden will receive the kick. They'll take it at the 16-yard line, up to the 15, the 20, a little hole, 25, and up to the 30-yard line there for Carson Bloom. And it'll be first down and 10 for the Whippets. So we had a lot of pregame activity here, and then right into football, Tony. I think you're right. It's going to be interesting to see how they fire off the ball.
Yeah, with Brock Baxter making the stop for the Eagles to start this ball game. They got the first opportunity here to see if we can move the ball and get some first downs and maybe change the field possession around.
Well, they'll line up as they always do in that double wing, everybody within about a yard of the ball, and the quarterback Bergstrom is going to give it on an end around on the first play of the game to Bernie, and he is going to be brought down after just a couple of yards by Brian Burr. A lot of misdirection. These are the challenging games to call because there's going to be 4 guys that can carry the ball at any time for either team.
Yeah, a little bit surprised how Bernie did get 3 or 4 on that play. It looked like they strung it out pretty well, but didn't make the corner.
So they'll bring it over to the near hash in front of the Minden sideline. And it'll be second down and 7 after the 3-yard gain. Quarterback Bergstrom, same play, a little toss. He'll try and bring it up over the center and bring it across the 35, maybe right on the 35 for Bernie. Going to get a yard. It'll be third down and 6.
These teams know each other so well. There's so many people up there within about 3 yards of the line of scrimmage for the Eagles. They basically got 2 cornerbacks back. The safety was even sneaking up and becoming on the extra linebacker in that play.
Well, here's where it gets interesting, too, Tony. Most of the time, 3rd, 5, 3rd, and 6, you're thinking it's a passing down. Not in this case, as Bergstrom will bring him in that double wing. They'll send Rafferty in motion. Bergstrom roll back to throw. The left-hander slings it out here, and it is complete for a first down to the 43-yard line. And who did you say was going to handle the football tonight? The tight ends, and this time it's Nick Hansen.
Yeah, well-thrown ball by Bergstrom that time. Tight end just found a hole in that zone and just sat in it, and Bergstrom throws a strike to him.
Gain of about 9 on a play. And will be first down and 10 for the Minden Whippets. So it was nothing special, just a little button hook, and now they can get back to the ground. Ball at the 44-yard line. This time they will send a man in motion from right to left, an inside handoff to Bernie. He's got some room. 45-50, right sideline 40, down to the 30. He'll get caught and pushed out of bounds inside the 20 at about the 17-yard line. But a huge play. And that's what they look for. 2 yards, 3 yards, 2 yards, 70 yards.
Well, Brian Burr took one too many steps and said, uh-oh, he's got a better angle than I do at that corner. And then he had to readjust his angle to run him down and shove him out of bounds.
We'll call it a 39-yard gain for Clint Burney, and it'll be first down and 10. Moving the football at the 18-yard line officially. So we're just underway here with 10:22 to go in the first quarter of play. Now they'll send 2 men out wide to the right. The only man in the backfield is going to be Clint Burney. And straight ahead they go up to the 15-yard line. Bergstrom just kept it, Tony.
Yeah, nothing fancy about that. The line, they just got some people away from that line of scrimmage. Bergstrom just drops his shoulder and lets the line do the work, and they blast ahead for about 4.5 yards.
Andrew Schwenke comes into the football game. Find Pete Troush, run behind him. And
there you go.
They usually like to do. And Pete lines up on the right side as the right guard in this formation. And everything they've run so far, Tony, has been to the right side. Another quarterback sneak. They're seeing Wood Rivers cheating a little bit right now, Tony, and not covering up the center, and they're just overpowering him down to the 10-yard line.
Yeah, that's a first down, Doug. I think he's all the way down to the 7-yard line, isn't he?
Let's see. They're going to take a look, and they're going to give him that all the way down to about the 8. So just a quarterback sneak that goes for 8 yards, Tony. That's not what you want to see if you're Wood River.
Well, you're going to have to get somebody else up there to handle the nose guard along with number 51, Riley Ager, because they've got something they like up there, and it's not just Pete Troush who lines up at the right tackle this time.
It is first down and 10, or first and goal. There's some movement, and still no flags. Finally, they have to drop the flag. Somebody was going to come out of the motion, and the motion is not even true motion for Minden. They're in that double wing. One of the wings will just kind of stand up and then just kind of shuffle a little bit to his left, and that got the defensive end to come up for Wood River. Nobody really crossed the line, and then I think we're going to have movement finally on Minden. We'll see what the call is. They're discussing it.
Well, the problem with that is the defensive guy goes into the neutral zone, but he's able to get back and get set. That's what really caused the movement for Minden.
And they're going to go offsides on Wood River. So that'll be a half the distance to the goal, and it'll bring up first and goal from the 4.
Well, I don't think Coach Garfield's going to like that call, but I think it might be the right call.
It was just a strange-looking play. I think the side judge just said, I got to throw a flag. Something's not right here. So first down and goal. They'll put Tyson Middleswart as the fullback. Left wing is Clint Burney. Right wing is Jack Rafferty. Bergstrom comes up under his center. First and goal from the 4-yard line. And something is amiss.
I think we got an equipment failure or something. They hold her up for just an hour, ready to go.
That didn't take very long. So here we go. First and goal from the 4-yard line for Minden. They'll give it to their fullback, Middleswart. He has stood up, still got his feet churning, pushing him outside. A good defensive play. He won't get anywhere. The tackle made by Garrett Lambrecht and Seth Bosshart. He kept the legs churning, but finally some reinforcements came over and made the stop. It'll be second and goal from the 4.
Well, finally that interior defensive line stood up the offensive line for the Whippets, and Middleswart had to bounce that outside, Doug. And once he bounced it outside, there was a defensive end waiting for him.
Well, and that's the tough thing. That's how the big run, the 39-yard run by Clint Burney, most of what Wood River wants to run is inside, and once they get outside, trouble. And here they're just going to call that quarterback sneak again and get into the end zone. Touchdown.
I'm not sure I've ever saw that many quarterback sneaks ran on an opening series for anybody, especially for that much positive yardage. Well, they pick up about 20 yards worth of quarterback sneaks, Doug.
Well, I guess if you're going to be able to run the most basic play in football and they can't stop you, that's the way to do it. As Pete Troush, who's also the kicker, will line it up. Quarterback Bergstrom is the holder. Troush is just a straight-on kicker. And the kick is away. And, of course, it's got plenty of distance, and it is good. So we're just 3 minutes into the ball game. 9:04 to go here in the first quarter. And Minden takes the opening drive, 69 yards right down the field. And it's 7-0 Whippets. We'll be back with the kickoff after this on KKPR. Through the air on a 3rd down and 6. Got the 9 yards they needed.
Yeah, I guess the emotion's fine with Minden. They did what they needed to do. We'll see if they can go down and get a stop.
So they get ready to boot the ball away. Pete Troush has it on the tee, and Wood River will have one man back, and here is the kick. It's going to be towards the sidelines and going to bounce and stay in, so they're going to have to field the football and nowhere to go. Bringing the ball up the field just a couple of yards is going to be number 34, Brock Baxter. It's not the worst field position, but Minden likes to do a lot of different things. They were all huddled up. Sometimes they fake the onside, sometimes they onside, sometimes they spread out in the formation, but Troush came up and booted it. Wasn't the greatest kick in the world, but
Baxter didn't know whether to field it or not. Obviously, the ball is shooting out of bounds and maybe getting a little bit better field position, but then it just stops there.
First and 10 at the 25-yard line, and out of that Maryland eye, Wood River is underway. They bring it out across the 30 to the 32-yard line. First carry of the ball game for the fullback, Johnny Martin. Here's the real deal. If McTavish has a good game, Martin's blocking for him, and Martin is a tough kid. He has been in this starting lineup for a long time, and he's going to get about 6 on the very first carry.
That Colby Emmel from his defensive end position takes his legs out from under him.
So 2nd down and 4. Again, the Maryland eye, 3 backs right behind the quarterback, stacked one on top of another. and they'll give it to the fullback, Martin, again. This time, not near as much. He'll dive forward for about a yard. Right on in there is going to be Bryce Lewis.
Well, nothing fancy, and you knew there's not a whole lot of trick plays from either one of these teams. It's straight-ahead football, more maybe quick hitters in the first couple of plays. And with that Maryland High, you got a lot of options for fakes in there. There haven't been a lot of fakes yet.
So it'll be 3rd down and 3, and they'll run the option out of that Maryland High. Bossart wants to keep it. He's going to be drugged down from behind. The ball is loose, and Minden is on it. The ball is loose, and the fumble is recovered by Andrew Schwenke.
Well, Schwenke just falls on the football. Ball shoots out from the quarterback into no man's land. Schwenke right there to jump on it.
And it'll be taken over at the 27-yard line. So Wood River in some trouble as Minden will get the first turnover of this football game.
Well, Aaron Robertson, 260-pound senior, trying to fire up his Wood River Eagle troops out there, but Minden's back in business.
So 1st down and 10 from the 27-yard line. They'll send Rafferty in motion. Now they'll go with the double reverse. The ball's fumbled back, and Wood River's on top of it, it looks like. They tried the reverse out of that wing tee, and the ball is going to be covered by Garrett Lambrick. So just like that, Wood River gets the ball back.
Yeah, they did try a little misdirection underneath in that play. Never did secure the football, and somebody gets a hand in there. Ball shoots out and goes right back to the Eagles.
They just gained 4 yards on the 2 fumbles. So Wood River,
not by design.
No. We'll send it to the I-back this time, and nowhere to go for the tailback, Jensen McTavish. McTavish just couldn't get her done that time. He's going to be stacked up after a gain of about 1.5 yards. They might even be generous and give him 2.
Now, Dan Sanford was the first man there for the Whippets. He just got rid of a block, shed a block, and grabbed the running back and drug him to the ground.
So after back-to-back fumbles, Wood River has it 2nd down and 8 at their own 33-yard line. They'll give it to the tailback, McTavish. Big hole over the left side, 40, 45, into the secondary, 50, and he's off to the races. He's trying to outrun the defense down to the 30, down to the 20. Bossart giving chase, and he's going to be drugged down by Seth Bossart inside the 10-yard line. It'll be 1st down and goal, and it looks like they'll mark him at about the 3.
Great job of finding an angle all the way, change of direction, all the way across the field he went. Doug Max Anderson down the field for the defense for the Whippets, but great run on the play for the Eagles. What a chunk of yardage. Boy, right at the point of attack, Colby Engel had an opportunity and just overran the play by about 1/2 step.
1st and goal at the 3 after that 64-yard run. And they will hand it off to the last man through, McTavish. Can he get the end of the end zone? Yes, he will. And McTavish just that quickly, when it looked like Wood River was going to fall behind 14-0 right off the bat, just a minute later, they've tied this football game. McTavish takes it in from 3.
We're wasting no time at the line of scrimmage. They no more put that ball down. The quarterback was under there ready to go.
They'll line up for the extra point kick. Foreign exchange student Alex Ganadig. Ganadig is going to try the extra point. Ganadic's kick is on the way, and it is right down the middle and good. So with 6:55 to go in the first quarter, we're all knotted up again. Minden 7, Wood River 7, back after this on KKPR. To high school football here on KKPR. Doug Duda, Tony Davis. Each team has stuck one in the end zone already, and we're not even midway through the first quarter. It is 7-7, and Minden will now get a chance to get the ball back. We've already seen the teams fumble the football on back-to-back possessions, and a big fumble recovery for Garrett Lambrick after they tried a little trick play for the first time on Minden's sideline.
Back-to-back plays, Doug, even. I mean, it was one team on the ball, give it to the other team gives it right back.
And here we go with the kickoff. Line drive kick, pretty deep, gets over the head of the return man and will skip into the end zone. And that'll be a touchback, 1st and 10 for Minden at their own 20-yard line. Again, don't forget, we'll be giving you score updates throughout the night from the Valentino's hotline. Valentino's Grand Italian Buffet. Check it out this weekend. And folks, don't forget the number. If you would like to give us either a call, you'll leave a voicemail, or you can text the number and this phone number, and it'll get the scores out to us, 308-646-0506. 7-7 and 1st and 10 here for the Minden Whippets. Out of that wing, they'll give it to the fullback this time, and just a mass of humanity in the middle for Tyson Middleswart. And he'll push it forward to maybe the 21-yard line, maybe a yard on the play.
Yeah, not much doing there. There's just so many people up, and that time big number 79, Bryce Dolan, gets up from the bottom of that pile, kind of limps his way back to the huddle. Hopefully he'll be good to go here. Yeah, so many people up there to block.
2nd down and 9. And they'll send Bernie in motion this time. They'll give Bernie the football. He tries to come up over Pete Troush. He gets over one man across the 25, and near the first down marker, right at the 30, is where they'll bring him down. And it will be enough. Well, let's find out. They're going to mark it short of the 30, so they've got about 2 inches to go for the first down, a gain of 8 for Bernie.
Doug, in the past, these two teams have taken a while to feel each other out. Not tonight. A couple big plays right off the bat.
Well, for Wood River, they're not used to scoring early on against Minden. They do it here. That'll give them some confidence. 3rd and 1, and they'll go quarterback sneak off the left side, and Bergstrom is just going to be brought down. One thing that we see a lot with both of these teams, Tony, they try to run it between the tackles. You have 5 offensive guys. You got about 7 defensive guys. Very rarely do you actually see the back get tackled. He just gets sandwiched in between all those guys. He doesn't go anywhere, and they blow the play dead. That's exactly what happened there. But the quarterback sneak is good for about 3 yards, and it'll be first down and 10.
Yeah, you'd think with that many people, ideally you would like to just run that play-action pass and have somebody all the way behind them. And I believe sometime during this game we're going to see Emmel behind everybody.
First down and 10, Bernie in motion again, back to pass Bergstrom, looking for the short, now goes deep, and Emmel, just as you said, caught it at the 50, and he's behind everybody. 40, 30, 25, being chased, 20, and he's going to be brought down across the 15 at about the 12-yard line by Brian Burr.
Well, every once in a while you kind of fall into something, but he wasn't exactly all the way behind everybody, but he's such a great matchup down there, a tough matchup, because he's a 6'4", 6'5". He just goes and plucks that ball away from 2 defenders right there. Down the sideline he goes.
We have seen 3 plays at 40 yards or more here in the first quarter. The ball will be marked at the 12-yard line. First down and 10 for Minden. Tied 7-7 with Wood River. Bergstrom. He'll send Rafferty in motion. They'll go left side. Rafferty runs over a man. Then he's going to be stacked up at the 9, and here comes a penalty flag, and that might be a face mask.
Yeah, that's going to be a personal foul face mask, too, because he was immediately, well, I guess they're all 15 yards in high school football now, but he immediately went backwards as soon as they tackled him high.
Going to be a 2-yard gain that time for Jack, but then you put on the face mask penalty, which will end up being just 5 yards because it's half the distance to the goal, and it'll put the ball at the 5-yard line.
Well, Doug, what you do is just run quarterback sneak here twice and get it in the end zone?
Well, it'll be first down and goal at the 5-yard line. Last time they ran it in from 4 yards out with Bergstrom. Here comes a run blitz. They will send the man in motion and hand it to the fullback Middleswart over the right side. He's not going to get in. He gets about halfway to the end zone. He'll be brought down between the 2 and 3, and it'll be second down and goal.
Well, Middleswart hit pretty hard that time. I believe that was number 49. Johnny Martin comes up, but he's able to slide off of him and just keep his momentum going and fall forward.
Yeah, Johnny, not only a great fullback, but, of course, usually those fullbacks turn around and become pretty darn good linebackers as well, and that's what Johnny does for Wood River. 4:10 and counting here in the first quarter, tied at 7, but Minden knock it on the door. It's second and goal from the 2. They'll hand it to Middleswart, and he is going to be mowed over, crashing through there. Jack Ganglish from Wood River, he guessed the snap count, Tony, and he drops him for a loss of a yard. He's lucky he didn't fumble the ball.
Yeah, Middleswart barely had that football, and all of a sudden Jack Ganglish just slams him to the ground. I mean, you don't want to put your running back in that situation because it's just a lot of times that'll end in disaster.
Well, they actually say a loss of 2, so third and goal at the 4 for the Whippets. Bergstrom sets him down, sends a man in motion. It's going to be a toss sweep. Bloom follows Troush, the pulling guard, and he's going to get into the end zone. Touchdown, Carson Bloom. Troush just pulled Tony, and they ran right behind him, and it was like a general leading his troops into the end zone. He just kind of boom.
Like another person that threw a great block on that was Ryan Bergstrom. He puts a toss sweep in there. He was one of the lead guys who followed Troush right behind, just blew up one guy and basically walked into the end zone.
So now the extra point attempt by Pete Troush. These could be important tonight if we're in a shootout. And the kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 3:27 to go in the first quarter, we've got 3 touchdowns on the board already. It's been a shootout with big play after big play. It's the Minden Whippets 14 and the Wood River Eagles 7. We're back. Welcome back to high school football here on KKPR. Doug Duda, Tony Davis along with you from Minden. As high school football is on the air on this Friday night, it is Minden 14 and Wood River 7. And Minden gets ready to kick it away again here. We've got a score update already from Foster Field. Elcourt is on the board, 7-0 over Kearney High in the opening 4 minutes of that football game. Troush, see, last time, again, they huddle up. Last time they ran right out and kicked it. This time they fake it. Now they line up for the traditional. If you don't have a kicker that can put it in the end zone every time, sometimes that's what you do. And Troush kicks it high, a directional kick, but it's going to sail out of bounds. And in this instance, Tony, if I'm Wood River, I make Minden keep kicking it and kicking it and kicking it, because you can already tell they're worried about what Wood River is going to do, but it doesn't look like that's what they're going to do here. They're just going to take it.
Yeah, back them up 5, make them kick it again. I totally agree with you, Doug. It makes you change your whole kickoff return team, though. Wood River's got 8 people within 20 yards of the ball that's being kicked off. They got 8 people sneaking up there, making sure that onside kick doesn't count.
Well, the ball will be at the 35-yard line, so first down and 10 here for the Eagles. The big run for Jensen McTavish, 64-yarder, set up his 3-yard run the last possession. They'll hand it to the fullback, Martin. Martin tries the left side, loses a helmet, picks up a couple. He'll get out to about the 37.
Rafferty, along with number 72, Sanford, and Bernie also in on the stop that time for the Whippets. Bernie sneaking up there and doing a good job of getting in on that tackle.
Well, still 3 minutes to go. Been a lot of running, but a lot of first downs and 3 scores, and so the first quarter still has 3 minutes to go in it. And it'll be second down. We'll call it 8 yards to go here for the Wood River Eagles. Out of the Maryland I formation, you'll see it all night long. Pitch to the I back. McTavish tries to get to the right side, gets a block, lowers his shoulder across the 40. He's going to dive forward and mark him at about the 42-yard line. Nice run by McTavish, trying to get to the outside and show his speed. It'll be third down and 3.
Yeah, he is a quick little guy around the outside. Listed 160 pounds, so probably wants to get out there and find some space and run some, not exactly the power type of runner, but find some space and make some people miss.
He's averaging about 126 yards on the ground per game this year. Third down, and they will hand it to McTavish again, and he is going to have the first down as he gets to the 45. Pete Troush will throw him to the ground after a 5-yard gain. He tackles him forward out to the 47. 5 more, and a first down.
Had a nice hole that time, opened up by the left side of the line for the Eagles. So anytime you start seeing those holes, that's bad news if you're a Whippet fan.
Well, we've had a 39-yard run by Clint Burney, a 55-yard pass to Emmel for Minden, and then that 64-yard run that set up a 3-yard touchdown by McTavish. So it's been a game of big plays. First and 10. Fullback Martin, big hole left side, 50, 45, and he got by everybody. How about another big play? Johnny Martin, he's going to be able to outrun the secondary. Touchdown, Eagles. 53 yards to the house, and we're an extra point away from having 28 points on the board in the first quarter.
Yeah, Martin does a great job of making the last defensive back there, Max Anderson. He makes him decide, what direction are you going to go, Max? Max went the wrong one way, I'll go the other way, and boom, he bounces outside and off the races he goes.
Well, as we said, this has not been the way that these teams have played the last few years. There are big plays, just not this many of them in the game, and you're just seeing them get into that secondary, and that's usually when it's sayonara, see you later, and the extra point kick is good. So 1:45 to go in the first quarter. It is 14-14. Minden and Wood River. We'll be right back.
Wood River has just tied up the ball game with the Whippets 14-14. They'll get ready to kick it off. The last kick that went through the end zone and started Minden at the 20-yard line. We'll see if they try and go deep again and kick it away from everybody. Well-placed kick the last time to the left corner of the field, which is the field lays north to south here. Goes in that northwest corner and just rolls in for a touchback.
We'll be getting into some of our updated scores as we've got plenty of them to pass along to you. The ball is in the air. Line drive kick, but is returnable, taken at the 11-yard line. 12, 15, Bloom up across the 25, 30. He'll dive forward to about the 33-yard line, and that's where the Whippets will start. 14-14, a minute 38 to go first quarter.
I think Bloom got tripped up by one of his own people. Otherwise, there may be a hole to the outside there.
Well, Tony, what do you do to make sure the big plays don't continue in this football game? You like to have them. You don't want to give them up, though.
Well, that's exactly right. And it seems like Wood River's the one that, at least on that last possession, where they had holes. I mean, there was nobody touching people till 6 or 8 yards before they get a hand on them.
So, first down and 10. Minden already with their technically fourth possession. We had back-to-back fumbles in this first quarter. Bergstrom fakes the option. Spin move. He's one man away from breaking it big, but he's going to be stood up there by Brian Burr. He did a whole lot of square dancing for just a couple of yards, maybe even just 1 yard on the play. It looked for a moment that he was going to be able to skip by that linebacker and get up the field. It's going to be a gain of 1 when it's all said and done, though.
Yeah, good job that time of Wood River, laterally getting outside, not making sure he couldn't turn the corner. Now, that's what they want to do. Minden and both these teams want to get outside into running lanes, and that's when big plays happen.
So it'll be second down and 9 yards to go. Ball at the 34-yard line. 9 men in the box. Bergstrom, same play to the right side. He's going to hand it off and try to make a lead block, but nowhere to go for Clint Burney. He got trapped up in the middle, got maybe a half a yard. We'll call it 3rd and 8.
Well, Lambrecht, the 140-pound junior, stuck his shoulder pad and just took him to the ground almost immediately. Burney, good job of falling forward, though. He keeps his momentum going, at least picks up, even when there's not much there. You know, now you got 3rd and 6 or 7. Maybe you go back to that little pass play you ran the first series.
So look for the tight end, faking the run blitz. They'll bring it inside handoff this time, and some room. 40 out to the 45, and a first down for Jack Rafferty. Rafferty out to the 46-yard line. He's going to pick up about 8 yards and a first down.
Well, Seth Bossart's one that drug him down, but boy, there's just a little hint of he just stuttered just a little bit. I think if he'd have went right away, that might have been a really big play again.
We're under 10 seconds as Minden does come to line, try and get one more play here in the first quarter. Send a man out wide to the right. Different look here out of an I formation. Here's a pitch right side to Burney. Burney looking for a block. There is not one there. He's going to get to the 45-yard line and maybe lose a half a yard. But Brian Burr, Tony, been all over the place defensively right now for Wood River.
Well, he has, Doug. That was the first time Carson Bloom made a crackback block, just came from a wide receiver position and smashed down. Man, somebody from Wood River is awfully sore right now because he just got buried.
Well, that is the end of the first quarter, a play and a shootout. Unbelievable. Wouldn't expect this, but it's Wood River 14, Minden 14. We're back after this on KKPR. Is ready to go. Toss sweep. Looking for some room. Rafferty as he comes over the left side, dives forward to about the 48-yard line. We'll call it a gain of a couple. It's going to be 3rd down at about 7.
Brock Baxter flies through the right side of the line, then plays run to the left side, loops around and catches him from behind.
In that first quarter, Clint Burney, 6 carries, 53 yards. A touchdown run for Carson Bloom and Ryan Bergstrom. Jensen McTavish, 5 carries, 79 yards and a touchdown. Johnny Martin, 4 carries, 62 yards and a touchdown for Wood River. 3rd down, 7 yards to go. Just short of midfield, the ball is fumbled. Bergstrom picked it back up, but his knee was down. And that's going to bring up our first punting situation. And remember last year in this ball game, Tony, there was a lot of trouble both sides. Wood River stayed in the game because of all the turnovers that Minden had. And even when they didn't turn it over, I think they had about 8 fumbles and lost like 5 or 6 of them, if memory serves me right.
Wow, and that center quarterback exchange is so critical here. Bergstrom never got that ball from under center.
So that'll bring up 4th down and 8, put the ball at the 47-yard line, and Bergstrom will go back to punt it away. 2 men back deep, standing at their own 20 for Wood River. First punt of the ball game. Low snap. Bergstrom handles it, and he'll get it away. Not a lot on it. 30 got a great bounce. 25, 20, 15. Going to roll down to about the 11-yard line. Great roll that time, and it'll pin Wood River inside their own 15.
I'm not sure that ball ever got over about 15, 20 feet off the ground, but when it hit, it just shot towards the Eagles' end zone.
Going to end up being a 42-yard punt. And with the ball game tied at 14 here in the first minute of quarter number 2, it's 14-14. Donovan Trumbull leads St. Paul 7-0 in the first quarter. North Platte St. Pat's leads Kearney Catholic 7-3. And Adams Central leads Hastings 7-0. All first quarter scores. Out of the Maryland I, the bright white and purple, they'll give it to the fullback Martin off the left side, and he's not going to give much at all. He'll get back to about the line of scrimmage. And Ken Troush, they just don't have a way to handle this big boy.
Well, not many people do. But Troush has also got help there as well. So they hand the ball out. I think Johnny Martin saying, guys, you got to move.
14-14. And here's the handoff to the I-back McTavish. He tries that left side again, and there's nothing there. Got about a yard. It's going to be 3rd and long for Wood River.
The Minden defense doing something different on this series. They've got the regular 5, basically run a 5-4 alignment. They got 5 down linemen. Now they got 2 middle linebackers that are pinched real close together in the middle, making somebody in that offensive line decide which one they're going to take. And the other guy just running free. Now they spread them back out a little bit.
Well, Bosshart has not attempted to pass the football game yet, but it's 3rd and 9. He'll roll to his right. He wants to throw. Going to throw deep. Got a man behind everybody. Burr, it just overthrows him at the 40-yard line. The tight end underneath was covered, and they sent Brian Burr deep. They also had Shad Smith out in the flat here who was well covered. Give Bosshart credit. He went to the man that was open, but just couldn't make a connection. Had he, Burr would have taken it some 88 yards for a touchdown. And so after 4 straight scores, we're going to see back-to-back punts here. And coming in to punt the football away for Wood River. Ball at their own 12-yard line. Johnny Martin to boot it away. And the kick is a line driver, but pretty good, taken right at midfield, and then the return man falls down. Backpedaling. He would have had some room to roam. Craig Driver just couldn't get his momentum going the right way. That's going to be a 39-yard punt, no return. Still pretty good field position here for Minden. They'll get it at the 48, 49-yard line, their own 48, 1st and 10.
Yeah, 42-yard punt for Minden, 39 back the other way, right back where Minden started.
So 1st down and 10 for the Whippets. We're tied 14-14. Kearney High has punched one in, 12-7 lead over Elkhorn in the second quarter. On the Valentino scoreboard, we deliver the scores. Valentino delivers the great pizza. There's a sweep Rafferty. Rafferty cuts it back up inside and nowhere to go. He's met by Shad Smith. And again, Tony, I don't know if there's been one play tonight where just you had an unassisted tackle because everything's 3-4 guys bringing you down. No gain on the play, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, exactly right. Now Rafferty comes out of the game a little bit slow to the sideline. Hopefully he'll be ready to go again. But you're right, Doug. People just swarming the football, gang tackling, if you will.
8:45 to go, first half. Tied at 14. 2nd down and 10. This time Bloom in motion, inside handoff to Bernie. He runs into his blocking back. Now finds some room up the middle. 45, 40, brought down in the secondary, and a late penalty flag is going to add 15 more on for a horse collar at around the 36-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 17 yards, and then 15 more, we assume, on the penalty.
Well, I'm telling you what, folks, as bad as the horse collar call was last night on Sioux, that one was that good. He just had him by the shoulder pads, and Bernie was dropped immediately from the backside.
So a horse collar tackle, 17 yards, and then half the distance. Guess we were just outside the 30, so it'll be a 15-yarder.
Great cutback by Bernie. It looked like there were going to be 3 people waiting for him. He just stutter steps and boom, shoots to his left into the open field.
That's the 3rd penalty on Wood River, none yet on Minden. 1st down and 10. The ball is at the 20-yard line. Inside handoff, same play for Bernie. He gets out of one tackle across the 15 and down to about the 14. One thing about Clint, he's a tough kid, but he's not that big at 140 and a senior. Sometimes you can't see him behind that big Minden offensive line.
The only difference in that play, Doug, was somebody in there. I couldn't see who it was. I think it was a linebacker, though, on the left side of the Eagle defense. Got a hand on him and slowed him down just for a second. Had he not, I think he'd have bounced that out and went for 6.
Well, they've pulled on the same play the last 2 times. Brian Berry is out there as the lead blocker. 2nd and goal, or 2nd and 5, the ball at the 15, and the ball is going to be in Bergstrom's hands. He might have been bobbling it, and he's he's going to be dropped back at the 20-yard line.
Boy, Bergstrom's lucky to hold on to that ball. He could kind of secured it down around his knees or in his calf area.
It looked like they were trying to go with a naked bootleg there, Tony, or else he just never got a hold of the football and was just trying to grasp it in. But losing 5 yards, it'll be 3rd and 10. Move it back to the 20-yard line. 7:25 to go first half. Minden 14, Wood River 14. The Whippets trying to convert here on 3rd down and 10 at the 20. And back to pass will be Bergstrom, rolling to his left, got a man, and it is going to be complete right at the first down marker. And hauling it in is going to be Nick Hansen. Should be enough for a Wood River first down, or for a Minden first down.
Doug, not very often do you see a high school kid know exactly where he had to get. Hansen was wrapped up, took everything he could, and just dove ahead for that first down.
Another Valentino score update. It is Adams Central 14, Hastings nothing in the second quarter. At the end of the first, St. Cecilia leads Central City 7-0. Kearney Catholic at the end of the first trails North Platte St. Pat's 7-3. And North Platte and leads Lincoln High 14-0 at the end of the first. And here's just a straight-ahead run on 1st and goal at the 9.
And absolutely, there must be, what, 15 out of the 22 people on the field on the ground right now in a pile?
Well, Bergstrom has ran 4 called quarterback sneaks, and not all of them are inside the 2. It's going to be a 2-yard gain. They'll get it down to the 7. 2nd down and goal. Minden looking to take the lead back. 6:25 and counting. Here in the first half, tied at 14. Don't forget, at halftime, the Ravenna Sanitation halftime report. We'll look at the first half stats, give you another score update off the Valentino scoreboard, and a whole lot more, so stay with us. 2nd down and goal at the 7. Again, man in motion. Bergstrom wants to throw the pop pass to Emmel. Emmel catches it. Emmel to the 1. And now they'll say in. One man said no. One man said yes. The man that said no looked at the man that said yes and said, okay. Touchdown to Colby Emmel from 7 yards out.
Well, I mentioned what a great target he was. Colby actually turned. The guy looking right at him was the one that signaled for the touchdown. I think he had the best view of it of anybody out there.
Well, he's so big, I think he got swung around. His body never went in the end zone, but he stretched the ball across. And now Pete Troush, as they move from right to left, the extra point attempt. It was a low snap, but it's handled. Bergstrom got it set, and Troush was able to get it through. Good job by the holder, Ryan Bergstrom, to get that ball set for the extra point. So our first points of the second quarter, 6:02 to go and a half. It's Minden 21, Wood River 14. We're back after this. It's like a Class A game in the Metro. Nobody's stopping anybody. We've seen a lot of big plays already in this football game. Not the big 40-yarder that drive for the Minden Whippets, but they only had to go 52 yards, and they cap it off on a 7-yard touchdown pass. 21-14, Minden leading Wood River. 6:02 to go here in the second quarter of play.
Look, we expected a couple big plays tonight, and with a couple, I mean 2. And, pick what team you want would have them. But, boy, it's just been an absolute back-and-forth battle here the first half.
No wind tonight. They'll pooch that kick. Line drive, bounced up. Wood River's just going to try and fall on it, and they finally do. Bird does at the 28-yard line.
Alex Hester, the young freshman, I believe that's number 87, was it not? Excuse me, 82. 82 there. Zavatok. Did I say that right? Zavatok was the first man there. Never could secure the football. It bounced around.
Well, once you don't grab it the first time, you start to get nervous because here comes somebody to hit you, and you peek, and then you don't get it the second time, then you're in trouble. How about this? Wood River's going to line up in a 4 wideout situation. That means quarterback draw, I think. We'll see what Bosshart wants to do. Send Shad Smith in motion. Toss sweep left side, Johnny Martin. Good outside block. Tries to cut back. No, goes outside, and all that running is going to get him about 6 yards up to the 35-yard line. So a totally different look that time for Wood River, who has been in the Maryland Eye all night, and it's been working. There they spread it out, toss sweep. The wide receivers lay some blocks, and Martin's going to pick up 6 at 2nd and 4.
Yeah, real surprised Minden didn't call a timeout. It was such a different look that time from the Eagles.
Haven't had a timeout, and also haven't had one pass attempt from Wood River in this football game. They spread it out again here.
One that was overthrown.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry, Tony. You're correct. Here's a draw play, Martin, and Martin's not going to get it. The ball might be loose. Minden's saying they've got it, and they do. Let's see who comes off the bottom of the pile with it. And it's going to be Clint Burney. Bernie able to take care of everything and cover the football. And it's going to be Minden football in Wood River territory.
Well, it looked like one of those deals. The ball somehow shoots out in the bottom of the pile. Bernie right there to dive on it.
So it will be 1st and 10, and here's where you can get 2 quick scores and go up by 2, so we'll see what happens. Clint Bernie covers the fumble. 3rd turnover of the ball game. And they'll mark the ball at the Wood River 37. And an inside handoff. Rafferty cuts it back up, 35-30. Now outside 25, down to the 20. One man to beat, and he can't quite beat him. Inside the 5, down to the 2-yard line for Jack Rafferty. And chasing him all the way down the field is going to be
Jack Gangwish, wasn't it, all the way down the field, Doug?
Yeah, Jack Gangwish was looking on the wrong number there. Gangwish finally brought him down, but big run, Tony. 34 yards is going to be 1st down and goal.
Yeah, that's just too easy. That defensive end got caught in outside, or caught to the inside. There was no one there.
And a quarterback sneak by Bergstrom, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Minden. His 2nd touchdown of the night.
You know, Doug, Wood River had made their share of big plays to give them a little bit of confidence. Let's hope they don't lay down here, because it'd be awful easy. You were in this ball game, and Wood River's kind of had your number up to this point, but you've proven you can play with them right now. And then all of a sudden, the wheels have kind of come apart here in the last 4 minutes.
Well, last minute.
Yeah.
They've scored 2 touchdowns here in 59 seconds. Now Minden fakes the swinging gate, just trying to keep everybody. I don't know why you do that. This is working fine for you. Pete Troush with the extra point kick, and it is on the way, and it is good. So 5:03 to go here in the first half. It is Minden 28, Wood River 14. We're back after this on KKPR. As we have a shootout tonight at Minden, 28-14, still 5:03 to go first half. Minden on top.
Yeah, just a bevy of big plays all throughout this first half. Both teams, just lately, Minden's gotten the better share of them.
So just 2 plays after the fumble. 7 more points are on the board. And again, Pete Troush, about the busiest guy on the field. Offensive line, defensive line, kickoff guy, extra point guy. A lot of Division I looks at this young man. He'll either be that or a heck of a Division II pickup for somebody around here. I know there's a couple of colleges in state that would love to have his services.
I would think Coach Morris comes to mind as loving to have Pete Troush's services. Of course, Cody Kroll over there for Minden a year ago.
Now another squib kick that Wood River has not been able to field cleanly. They'll pick it up. 25 and out to about the 27-yard line.
Brody Kring able to just clip his legs out from under him. Number 33 for the Whippets.
Jensen McTavish picked it up and brought it back as best he could. So the kickoff for Minden has not been pretty, but it's been very, very effective.
Yeah, they haven't fielded one cleanly yet. Ball bounces around down there and gives Minden time to go down and cover it.
So Wood River again is going to get out of that Maryland eye. They'll move Shad Smith in motion, give him trips to the left side. Option play that way. Bossert late pitch behind Martin. The ball's loose. He's able to cover it. We've got a penalty flag on the play as well.
Well, the penalty is going to be a hold by the left guard or tackle. Then I think you just decline this penalty and take the play.
Holding will be the call, yeah. There's going to be a big enough loss on the fumbled pitch. It'll be about 2nd down and 18, and so they'll decline the holding penalty. And that pitch play didn't work at all. They're going to lose from the 22 all the way back to about the 18-yard line. So a loss of 14 on the play that time for Wood River.
Yeah, quarterback was wrapped up, tried to make a late pitch, and just threw it behind the running back.
Now they go back to the Maryland eye with a man out wide to the right, and Bossart's going to roll that way, looking downfield, nobody to throw to, now throws him deep into double coverage, and it is incomplete. Trying to get it into the hands of Seth Bossart. I think what he wanted to do was run there, Tony. He had room to run, but there's so few pass plays called. When either one of these quarterbacks get the chance to throw the ball, they want to throw the ball.
Well, Craig Driver and Carson Bloom were running right down the field, had him sandwiched right between them. It's been a miracle to get the ball in there.
Tony, thoughts about them getting away from the Maryland eye? It worked for them in the first quarter. They've got away from it here after just one possession where they had to punt the ball. and they have not been able to move the ball. They've got a third and about 22 facing him here. Again, they go spread offense here with 4 men out in the pattern. On third and long, penalty flag is going to be motion. Bossert rolls to his right. Again, throws it as far as he can. It's underthrown, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by Carson Bloom at midfield, and he's got a lot of room. 40, 35. He'll be brought down by Shad Smith from behind at the 19-yard line.
Well, that ball was just thrown up for grabs, and Bloom just secured the football, just took it away from a receiver.
Yeah, it's an illegal shift. That penalty flag, it came out as soon as the ball was snapped from the referee, and so you knew it was an offensive penalty, and it'll be first down and 10 at the 19-yard line. Minden in business. They can go up from a tie ball game. They can go up 21 points in the matter of about 2.5 minutes here.
Yeah, you've got to make a stand if you're the Eagles right now and take care of this and hold the Whippets to a field goal here, because they're certainly in field goal range for Pete.
So Carson Bloom with a nice play. First down and 10 at the 19-yard line. Great field position here for the Whippets. Returned that interception about 30 yards. And a little delay here. The referee talking to both sidelines about something. So now we're ready to go. And again, out of that wing tee, they'll go inside handoff to Clint Burney, and the blockers just got pushed right back into him. I believe the right tackle just got shoved right back into Clint. He had no chance to go anywhere. He's going to lose a couple, 3 yards on the play. It'll bring up second down and 13.
Yeah, 4 white jerseys there for the Eagles. It was Riley Eager getting up off the bottom of the pile, though. There was just no room for Burney at all.
So it'll be second down with 4 minutes to go here in the first half. Ravenna Sanitation halftime report coming up for you. To stay with us, Kearney High has taken a 15-7 lead over Elkhorn. They are tough to beat at Foster Field. A lot of game to go there. Bergstrom straight back to pass. Has time. Throws over the middle. He's got a man open. Hanson in and out of his hands at the 3 and cannot hang on. The ball looked like it was just a tad underthrown. I'm not sure if the Wood River defender got a hand on it and Seth Bossart back there.
I don't think Bergstrom could have thrown a better ball down.
It just got tipped out of his hands, and that's the first incompletion tonight for Ryan Bergstrom. He was 4 for 4 for 81 yards and a touchdown so far tonight. 28-14, and now it's third down and about 15 to go. Ball back at the 24-yard line. And let's see if they go to the air again. Bergstrom drops back. He's got all kinds of pressure. They're trying to set up the screen to his fullback, Tyson Middleswart, and he overthrows him. They let him too many through too quick that time, Tony. You want to let him through if you're trying to set up the screen, but they got there, and he had to throw over some big boys, couldn't do it. And now fourth down, and we're going to see our first time out of the ball game. What will Minden decide to do? They're kind of in that tweener stage right here. It's 4th and 15 at the Wood River 24-yard line with 3:41 to go in the first half. It's Minden 28, Wood River 14. We're back with more KPR-FM, Kearney, Minden, and Wood River. Doug Duda, Tony Davis, our engineer and producer, Stacy Johns back at the studio. Coming up, it looks like a 41-yard field goal attempt here for Pete Troush. I would say this would be on the edge of his range, Tony. In fact, it's going to be spotted right there at the 31. He's a straight-on kicker. Not much wind to even talk about it, but it will be right behind his back. Here's the snap. The kick is on the way. It's long enough, and it is good. No good. Boy,
just off the left. Just off wide left by not very far, but it was long enough.
Yeah, good decision there. That was the right play, and big stand there by Wood River. At least they stay in the football game. Back-to-back turnovers. Minden scored, made it 21-14. Wood River turned it over. They took it right in. They turned it over again at the 19 and actually lost yardage on that series. So first down and 10, Wood River. Ball at their own 20. 3:41 to go before half. They have all of their timeouts.
Well, plus, Doug, obviously in high school you get the ball at the 20-yard line, too, so you gain a little bit there.
So first down and 10, they go back to the Maryland Eye here with Bossart, the quarterback. He's going to give it to his fullback, Johnny Martin. The play that's worked is over the left side, and it's going to work for 5.5 yards out to the 26-yard line. Second down and 4. They've got time to do this. They want to get maybe this drive out to midfield, then start getting into the hurry-up mode. That would be the best thing that they could do. Of course, the best thing they could do is bust one here for about 70 yards. But a 6-yard gain for Johnny Martin. He's got 75 yards already here in the first half. 2nd down and 4. Long count. Bossert hands it to the last man, McTavish, trying to get outside. And, is he drugged down from the side? Troush was over there, but I believe the tackle was actually made by Andrew Schwenke. Just when McTavish had kind of got that, he was one step away from being full speed. He's drugged down just short of the first down. It's 3rd and 1.
Yeah, one of those kind of got it in, I believe, grabbed his shoulder pad and pulled him down. Went down immediately.
3rd down and 1. Ball on the near hash in front of the Minden bench. Bossert to Johnny Martin, the money play over the left side. He's got the first down. Pulls his way forward out to about the 34. That's going to be a gain of nearly 5 yards on the play. We mentioned it in the pregame, Tony. This is the kid I really, really like, is Johnny Martin.
Yeah, Doug, he's a low to the ground, a pretty powerful runner. I don't know if you want to, if you're Wood River, you really want to hurry up here. You break a big play, great, but I think you want to get the half and
I
maybe
think you're down
regroup.
14. You got to try and get in the ball game. They haven't found a way to stop Minden, Tony. As they hand it off over the right side to Johnny Martin, he'll get out to about the 38. And, yeah, you've had back-to-back turnovers, but I don't know. And who got the ball first in this football game?
Yeah, Minden got the ball first. So, but you didn't hurry with 2:30. Why would you hurry with 2:10?
So a timeout on the field. They got, well, let's discuss this. If they don't get the first down, they want the clock to run down so Minden doesn't get too much of it. Now they're not way back here where turning it over on downs might kill them. They pick up 4 yards. They're going to call the timeout. It'll be their first. 2:11 to go here in the first half of play. Back-to-back touchdowns for Minden. They lead it 28-14 with 2:11 to go before half. And the Ravenna Sanitation halftime leading midway through the second quarter. Again, if you've got a score, we'd love to hear from you. 646-0506. Ravenna was ahead of Loop City, by the way, at the end of the first quarter, 6-0. 646-0506. You can text or call that number, and we'll get the score. Toss sweep. Now a double reverse, and it's not going to work. Pete Troush comes through, and a late flag. I think they're going to call a face mask, Tony.
Well, I think they're going to call a horse collar.
Well, it wasn't.
That's what they're calling.
Boy. Oh, boy, that was a loss of about 13 yards, and it's going to be wiped out. They tried to line Jensen McTavish out in the slot and use the reverse, and it did not work. They blew that up, and that is the first penalty of the ball game on Minden.
Well, Doug, they went all the way back to where he was drugged down. Don't you go back to the line of scrimmage when you mark out the 15 yards?
I think they're going to discuss about how that worked. Looks like it's going to be one of those first down and ones, Tony. I think the officials want to discuss what exactly is going on here.
So you go back to where that ball was snapped, not from where you had the loss on the play.
Personal fouls, I thought, were automatic first downs.
I think you're correct on that, too, but if you go back to where the ball was originally snapped, well,
that's not the case. They're bringing the chains out, which is always fun because when you have a penalty, you approximately mark off the 15 yards. So they're going to bring the chains out here. And they've also switched the down marker to second, Tony, but it is a first down. So a strange play. I guess that is just very strange. It's going to be first down and 10 exactly where it was. The ball will be at the 44-yard line. And a first down for Wood River. 2:06 to go here before the half. 28-14 Minden. Back to the Maryland Eye. And the quarterback, Mitch Bossart, sets him down. He is going to go again on an inside handoff for Seth Bossart. Going around the left side, has room, 50, and he's going to be knocked down just short of the first down marker. Good hustle by Carson Bloom again to keep that from being a real big play. Going to get 9. It'll be second down and 1.
Now, Bloom went low on it, but Bloom's wishing he'd have went a little bit lower because he was a little bit slow to get up.
Second and 1. Clock moving down to 1:30 to go. Bossart has not completed a pass here in the ball game. They'll go to the fullback off the right side for the first down, and that'll stop the clock. Johnny Martin takes it across the 45 down to the 43. Gain of 4.
Miles Steen right there for the Whippets, along with Andrew Schwenka. Swinky, excuse me. There's an A at the end of that. Why is there not an E?
You got to go to Hastings to get that way. It looks like we're going to have another timeout on the field here by Wood River, so they'll only have one remaining with 1:22 to go in the first half. It'll be 1st and 10 at the Minden 43-yard line. Minden with the lead, 28-14, and we'll be right back.
Here for a brand new affordable, yes, I said affordable home, or maybe you'd rather invest in a new fifth-wheel travel trailer. We've got you covered both ways. We're Eagle Crest Homes and Campers, a subsidiary of Chief Industries.
Here's a little wide receiver screen that's not going to go anywhere. Jensen McTavish is cut down after just a 2-yard gain. They're trying to get the ball down the field. It is actually the first completed pass of the ball game for Mitch Bossart, who was 0 of 3 with an interception. But now they huddle up again, and there's 1 minute left. Tony, that's just some miscommunication. You can't call timeout and then not have 2 plays ready to go when you just gained 2 yards. It's 2nd down and 8, ball at the 41-yard line. One man in the slot to the right, still in the Maryland eye. They'll release him down the right side. He's open, looking for Bossart. Throw into zone coverage. It's complete at the 25-yard line. Only one man in coverage that time, or downfield, Tony, and he hits it to Bossart.
Well, Bossart just turned around and stands there, and I guess 4 purple jerseys turned around and stood there too. Somebody might want to cover him. I think Sam Dunn not very happy with those guys right now, saying, might as well move over a little bit closer, maybe knock the ball away from him.
18-yard gain, but the clock's running, and Wood River's in a huddle. Ball is at the 25-yard line. They've got 1 timeout remaining, 30 seconds. Back into the Maryland eye. Bossart, toss. Going to be a halfback pass. They want to come back to their quarterback, Bossart, but they're going to have to run. He needs to get out of bounds. And a nice job to get out of bounds by Ryan Powell. They wanted to throw it back to the quarterback, Bossart, but didn't work. He got out of bounds, right back at the original line of scrimmage, stopping the clock with 19 seconds to go. 2nd and 10 at the 25.
Doug, I don't mind that play call, but you're really not surprising anybody in that circumstance. You took time in the huddle. Still could be a lot of time left on this clock for Wood River, but there's not much.
And again, now you got to start thinking about getting in field goal range as they'll spread the field with 4 wide. They'll put Bossart in the shotgun. Good snap. Looks right, has time, throws over the middle, and it is complete to Bossart, to the 10, to the 5. How about into the end zone for a touchdown?
See, that's why I would have ran more time off the clock.
And so it's Mitch Bossart to Seth Bossart on a simple deep slant. Take it in, 25-yard touchdown.
I'm really just shaking my head right now because you thought, what are you doing even throwing the ball down here? They had 2 receivers on a crossing pattern. The defensive backs didn't know who to tackle, and the Bossart just shot through an opening.
Gnotic for the extra point. It's on the way, and it is up, and it is good. So with 12 seconds before halftime, how about this for your score? Minden 28, Wood River 21. We're back with more after this. To go here before halftime. Ravenna Sanitation halftime report is coming up, and all Wood River wants to do now is squib kick one here, I would assume. Not give Bloom or Rafferty a chance deep to return this here for Minden. That's about the only thing that can hurt them here. And here comes the kick after the touchdown, and they tried to squib it, and they kick it directly out of bounds at the 32-yard line. So no time runs off the clock. I don't think Sam Dunn's going to do anything but lay on the ball here, but Ryan Bergstrom, I will tell you this, compared to what we saw last year, he has been so poised tonight. He looks good rolling out of the pocket. He spots his receiver. He puts the ball on the money. He's been very solid tonight at the quarterback position, and he gets the call and comes out here for Sam Dunn. So the ball will be spotted at the 35-yard line after it's kicked out of bounds. We could be 1 play away from the Ravenna Sanitation halftime report. 28-21, Whippets with the lead, taking advantage of the turnovers from Wood River. They'll line up in that double wing. Bergstrom will send Bernie in motion. Back to pass. He wants to throw. Got a man deep. And he finds Hansen complete. 45-40, 35-20, 15. And pushed out of bounds at the 10. 1 second on the clock. They'll bring Pete Troush in, I would assume, for a field goal attempt.
Well, what a change in emotion from Sam Dunn. I was going to say, I got to think he wants to get to halftime before his head explodes because he cannot believe what just transpired here in the last minute and a half of this ball, in the half here. Now a big play for him, and Pete comes in to attempt a field goal.
So there you go. That ball is going to be spotted at the 12-yard line a 53-yard pass completion. Perfect pass from Bergstrom. Nick Hansen has had a beautiful night, and this will be about a 29-yard field goal. Plenty of leg coming up for Pete Troush, and he could make it a 2-score ball game again. 28-21 is your score. And after the ball being kicked out of bounds, Tony, that's not what Wood River wanted to do. You wouldn't think it'd be a big deal, but you didn't think dropping a line drive with 2 outs and nobody on to the bottom of the ninth in Los Angeles yesterday would have been a big deal either. But it was, and now Troush is going to have a legitimate shot at a 29-yard field goal.
I don't know what Bergstrom's stats are, but he's averaging throwing for just under 40 yards a ball game, Doug. That's the total, 40 yards per ball game, and he's got to be up.
Well, he's had 2 passes completed of 53 and 55 yards. The ball will be on the right hash here. That'll be the only bit of problem. There's no wind. And again, setting up a 29-yard field goal here for the straight-on kicker, Pete Troush. Snap good, hold good, no rush, low line drive kick, and it is no good. It is wide right. Oh, boy, and Sam Dunn's thinking, well, if I'd have known we were going to miss that, we'd have went to the end zone. But dodging another bullet here, the Wood River Eagles, and they are hanging around at Minden tonight at halftime. The Minden Whippets, 28, and the Wood River Eagles, 21. A shootout here and a couple of missed field goals as well for Pete Troush. He's had the distance. That one he got a little on top of, and that kept it wide right by being on the right hash. But a lot of offense and a lot of big plays have been generated in the ball game tonight. We'll take a look at the stats. We'll update the Valentino scoreboard for you.
Best of luck, athletes.
First in personal service, first in community pride, first in supporting local kids giving their all for the home school, first in state-of-the-art banking. We're First Bank and Trust, Cozad, Clay Center, and Eustis.
On the Valentino scoreboard, after one, Hayes Center leads Paxton by a score of 7-0. In the second quarter, Gehring leads Alliance 7-0. At the half, Loomis and SEM are tied 12-12. We had some other scores we passed along a little earlier. Also want to congratulate the Minden volleyball team, conference champions. Wow, what a job they've done getting healthy. Beating Ogallala Thursday. Outstanding job. Nachos for everybody, says Coach Ed Rouse. Tony, let's get this second half underway. Pete Troush has it on the tee. They'll move from left to right. No trickery, just a squib kick. Hits the up man, and it's going to be covered at the 37, 38-yard line, so good field position for Wood River.
Doug, I've got a note here right before we get started with this. The last man to come on the field was number 14, Nick Hansen. Looked like he came on the field with maybe 2 trainers and one of the coaches. He has since went straight over to the bench. They are still looking at him. I got to think he got rolled up on that last pass that he completed. He was a big part of this offense. This could be a huge deal for the second half if you're a Whippet fan.
So Hansen out right now, though. They're on defense, and back to the Maryland I for Wood River. They'll give it to the fullback, Johnny Martin, and Martin will come across the 40 and down to the 41-42. One thing we didn't see a lot of in the first quarter and a half was the 3, the 4, the 5, the 6-yard run. It was either 1 or 2 or it was a big play. We're starting to see more of those mid-range runs. We'll give him 4 on the play and call it second down and 6.
Yeah, once again, just a quick hitter. They go back to what dance with the one that brung you, and that's what they do. Just hand it off, boom, right up the middle.
Well, Shad Smith is the up back. He's your blocking back. He hasn't carried it yet, but he's clearing some holes. Top sweep, McTavish right side as he tries to turn the corner, loses his footing, and he might have got a yard.
Yeah, I don't think anybody for the Whippets. There were a couple purple jerseys over there, but I think once he tried to cut, his legs just went out from under him there.
So we'll call it third down, and they'll give him a yard and a half. It's going to be 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, 3rd, 4.5 here. Ball at the 44-yard line of Wood River. Trying to get a first down on their opening possession here in the second half, trailing 28-21. Out of the Maryland I. They're going to give it to the last man, McTavish. Got a lot of running room up the right side, enough for the first down. He had a good head of steam on him is more of what I meant to say there, but he's got the first down to the 49, a gain of 5.
Well, that's exactly right. He builds up that head of steam, and then everybody that tackles him, they grab him, but he falls forward for another yard and a half, and that's all he needed.
Well, Wood River has definitely played better football the last couple of weeks. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Hanging here with Minden at Minden. 1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line. And Bossert to Martin over the right side. Couple 3 yards before he's stacked up there. He does get into Minden territory at the 48.
Well, Dan Sanford was one of the people in the backfield. I think might have ran by Sanford. Did a good job, though, of judging that snap count. And anytime you're 2 yards in the backfield, you think there's a big play coming, you might knock a ball loose back there and get a turnover your way.
Well, as bad as the weather is supposed to be getting, really not bad today. It's cool football weather, no wind. I think the boys love this type of weather. 2nd down and 7. Bossert, last man over the left side is McTavish. Got a yard. Got a yard down to the 47. It'll be 3rd down and 7.
Sanford, he just shed that blocker, stood in his hole. McTavish, he just grabs on, holds on, and pulls him right on top of him.
Officially, they'll call it 3rd down and 6. And we'll see what they can do here just inside Minden territory at the 46-yard line. They will send a man out wide to the left, stay in that Maryland eye. On 3rd down and 6 yards to go. Back to pass as Bossert has time, looks right, overthrows his intended receiver. It's tipped and nearly intercepted.
It is intercepted. Bergstrom grabbed that one-handed, Doug, but there's a flag.
Flag on the play.
Thanks, Adrian. Let's see what the call is. I would have to think this is going against Minden.
Well, it's pass interference.
Wood River is, pass interference going to be called on Minden. That will negate the Bergstrom interception. Sam Dunn wants to know who it was on. But a pass interference penalty will keep this drive alive for the Wood River Eagles. And it's going to move the ball 15 yards downfield.
I believe what Sam Dunn is saying is that ball was tipped. We got a right to interfere with him if that ball was tipped.
And here comes the official over, wants an explanation. But the problem here is he's not going to get an explanation because this guy had nothing to do with the play call.
Well, but look where they're marking the penalty from. That's a 25-yard penalty.
Yeah, they just mismarked the penalty. Wood River just got about 8 more free yards all the way down to the 25-yard line on a pass interference.
We'll bring up 1st down.
I don't understand that. 1st down and 10 at the 15, at the 25-yard line, They give it off the right side again to Johnny Martin, and he's going to be stood up after a couple of yards. Yeah, the flag was downfield about 9 yards, and they marked off pass interference from the flag. Totally incorrect. So a break there for Wood River. They're a little bit closer to the end zone. Going to be a gain of 3 down to the 22-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Martin just shy of 100 yards here in the football game. 9 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. 28-21 Minden. Wood River on the move. They'll give it to Shad Smith for the first time tonight, and there's nothing there. He got a yard up to the 21. 3rd down and 6.
Bryce Lewis right there for the whippet. So there's a quick hitter, but he was taken out of the play immediately by Lewis.
So another 3rd down coming up here for the fine folks from Wood River. As always, a big thank you to the many fine sponsors that allow us to bring you high school sports throughout the football game, or throughout the football season. And they'll go spread formation. Bossert, low snap. It's going to be a direct snap to Johnny Martin. Martin heads up the field, and he is going to be close to the 1st down at the 14-yard line. I think that was a direct snap to Martin there, Tony, and I think he's going to be just short. And there's a man a little shaken up getting off the field here for Wood River.
Doug, look who's over here in the flat all by himself. None other than Jensen McTavish. He ran an out. There was nobody on him. Obviously, it was a running play designed from the start. He just finished out his route.
It's enough for the 1st down. 1st down and 10 at the 14-yard line for Wood River. They'll give it to Martin, and he is tumbled here. Coming right through there is going to be number 72, Dan Sanford, to blow that play up. No gain, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Sanford blows it up, and Pete Troush is there to finish it off. That's the first time, though, you put yourself in 2nd and 10. They've had such 2nd and 6, 2nd and 7. They've been able to get such positive yardage on that 1st down.
So Wood River trying to drive here for the tying score. 2nd and 10 at the 14-yard line. And they will give it to the last man, McTavish, off the left side. He's hit, got away, falls forward for just a couple. He'll get down to about the 12-yard line. Troush leads the charge again.
Yeah, there's 3 whippets got a hand on him, but Jensen just shoots away, gets away from him.
Doug Duda and Tony Davis with you on KKPR-FM, Kearney, Hastings, and Grand Island, and the World Wide Web at kkpr.com. Elkhorn has taken the lead from Kearney 27-15 at the half. It's going to be 3rd down and 9 now. And back to passes. Bossert rolls right, wants to throw into double coverage. It's tipped and incomplete. He tried to get it to Seth Bossart, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, Carson Bloom was right there, just went out and knocked the ball out of the air. So good coverage that time by Bloom. They're running step for step right with Bossart.
Well, let's see what the decision of Coach Derek Garfield is going to be right here. We've seen Minden miss a couple of field goals, and Wood River's not even going to try a field goal, although I think they're well within range here. It would be about a 29-yard field goal, but they're not going to go for it. Shotgun Bossert back to pass. Holds, throws over the middle into triple coverage, incomplete.
Yeah, it was, I think he had 2 receivers there, but it was Ryan Bergstrom, the one that got a hand on the ball and batted away. So good defense for the Whippets, and they'll get the ball back here.
Well, 2 deep crossing patterns. Brian Burr and Seth Bossert were there in the end zone, but the problem is that brought too many defenders with them.
That's exactly right. Yeah, 3 purple jerseys, 2 white. They had the odds stacked against you.
Tells you how valuable a kicker could be, because that in C1 football should be money. But it did not happen, and Wood River is able to stop things, and they'll get the ball for the first time here in the half. They'll hand it off on the inside trap, coming around the right side, across the 15, out to the 20-yard line, to the 21-yard line, is going to be Clint Burney. That's a gain of nearly 7, maybe 8 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 2.
You know, that's the old Overton play. That's the only other place I've saw the quarterback run a toss sweep and lead the guy through. Usually quarterback tosses it and gets out of the way, and you don't want him to get rolled up on. Not the Bergstrom. He's leading the block down the field.
So it is 2nd down and 2, and there's the quarterback sneak, but Wood River, well, they knew it was coming. It didn't matter. Bergstrom somehow snuck through there and got all the way out to the 30-yard line. Tony, a 9-yard gain on the quarterback sneak. I think he's getting a little help being kind of pushed in the back there and shoved forward by his offensive lineman.
Yeah, you never see that called. See, I don't remember the last time I saw that call, and it goes all the way back to the Matt Leinart Notre Dame deal, which everybody was in such an uproar about, but you just don't see that call made very often.
6 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. We're halfway through the 3rd quarter. It remains 28-21, Minden over Wood River. Out of that wing tee, they'll send Burney in motion, toss it to him around the right side, comes back up over his center, and he's going to be met in the hole after a gain of about 3. And the first man to get a helmet on him was Brock Baxter.
Yeah, Baxter and Shad Smith right there for the Eagles. So once again, though, they kind of found that play they like. It's a little toss sweep. Bergstrom leads him through. He just kind of has to feel his way and find a hole. I can't emphasize enough how low to the ground both of these teams. The running backs aren't very big.
Most of the big boys obviously on the line. There are some big boys, especially for Minden. Here's an inside trap to Carson Bloom trying to go left side. There's a good contained block on Shad Smith up across the 40, down for a first down at the 42-yard line. Somebody put a heck of a crack back there on Shad Smith, who was ready to bring him down.
That's exactly right. That play took a long time to develop, and a lot of times you'll see a holding call made just as long as it took to develop, but he just kind of picked his holes and then changed direction a couple times, but a good pickup for the Whippets.
11-yard gain for Bloom, whose only carry before that was a 4-yard touchdown run. It was 14-14 after 1, 28-21 at the half, and that's where we remain as we hit the 5-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. Minden 28 and Wood River 21. Minden scored on the opening possession of the ball game. They've never trailed, and we've been tied at 7 and 14. First down and 10 for the Whippets at their own 43-yard line.
Look, I think Sam Dunn's going to call a timeout here as soon as they take all the time in the clock that they can off, maybe.
Well, he's been looking to the sideline here, and they're going to go ahead and run the play. Inside trap this time to the fullback, who is Middleswart, and Middleswart doesn't go anywhere. It's going to be 2nd down and 10.
Now he's grabbed by Aaron Robertson, just thrown to the ground. A little bit, I don't know what's going on, but that's what they were doing. They were looking at the clock, and Bergstrom had to wait to go under center that time. A little bit strange here with 4 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter.
Well, the only thing that you would do with that is if your boys were winded. You're trying to shorten this game here since it's 28-21. It had been such a track meet in the first half. Now they'll hustle up to the line. They'll give it to Bloom. He'll find the left side for a couple of yards, come up over the 45, dive forward to about the 47. Just about every play, too, you've got somebody pulling on that offensive line for Minden. That's been a constant tonight.
Getting people out in front of them is key for this offense. Be interesting to see, Doug. You got so many fakes, and everybody that play constantly goes, one direction or another. It doesn't matter. If Bergstrom just pulls that ball and rolls out a naked bootleg, I don't think there can be anybody home for the Eagles.
3rd down and 6 at the 47-yard line. Minden will come up over the football. There's a little movement, but nobody jumped totally across the line. Off to Bernie. Comes right up the middle, and this time not a whole lot there for Clint. He's going to be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage, maybe fall forward for a yard and a half, and it's going to be a punting situation for Minden. They'll mark it just short of midfield.
Yeah, Bernie that time decided to cut it back inside. There was just nothing doing. Both middle linebackers, along with the nose tackle, all grab him and push him backwards.
Well, we've had just 2 punts in the ball game, 1 by each team, and with a 4th and 3 coming up here at midfield, Minden will boot it away. Bergstrom back to kick it. Last time it was a 42-yarder, a lot of roll on it. And this time the left footer gets it away. That's a beautiful punt inside the 10, and that's where Wood River's going to field it. They get away from one man, and good coverage there by Minden as he brings it across the 10 out to about the 12-yard line, and that's where Wood River will move Jensen McTavish on the return, but a beautiful punt by Bergstrom of 43 yards.
Yeah, Carson Bloom, the first man down there, he didn't make the tackle, but he moved him back, made him dance around, and that's when all the pursuit got there.
Score update for Major League Baseball. The Yankees 3, Minnesota 3. They are in the 10th inning. Twins were up 3-1 in the 8th.
Boy, you got to think that one's over if the Yankees come back and win this one.
And it'll be 1st down and 10 here. Hand off to the second man through, Johnny Martin, and he is stacked up for a little gain on the play. So we haven't seen the big plays here the second half, Tony.
That's exactly right. You mentioned we talked about the there.
Everybody seems to be moving a little slower, too. We had nearly 500 yards of offense in the first half, and everything seems to be slowing down. You can tell, not just trying to be slow, but guys are getting banged up, getting tired, getting rolled on. They have run a lot of plays in this football game. 2nd down and 9. McTavish toss sweep right side, looks for some running room, and just not a whole lot there. He got just past the original line of scrimmage for about a yard, maybe 2. It'll be 3rd and long again.
Yeah, once again, they string that play up, and they're just 3-4 purple jerseys there. We got to go back to the air and try and loosen some things up here. Once again, everybody's so close and tight to that line of scrimmage.
Well, I think right now with a 7-point game, it's almost like both teams are not wanting to make a mistake here. And on 3rd down and long, here's an end around. They've got a little running room. Bossert, good block on the outside. Going to be tripped up across the 25. He's got the 1st down. As they went to strip the ball with the first man to make contact, and nearly did.
Well, Bloom takes his legs out from under him. Colby Emmel was over there, too. Emmel saying to the official, he had both handfuls of my jersey. I could not get away to make that tackle, sir. The official having none of it, though, and it's a 1st down for the Eagles.
12-yard gain for Seth Bosshart, who has a touchdown reception here in the football contest. Ball will be at their own 29-yard line for Wood River, trailing 28-21. Last minute of the 3rd quarter. Here's a delayed draw, and coming up the middle, McTavish gets to the 35 before he's met by a sea of purple, but that's a pretty good 1st down run. He's going to get 7.
And Brian Ferry in on the stop, doing a good job on the defensive line for the Whippets, but the damage had been done. Those are the type of holes that we saw most of the first half. That's the first time the second half we saw that hole for the Eagles.
McTavish and Johnny Martin now both over 100 yards rushing in the ball game for Wood River. It'll be 2nd down and 3 for the Eagles at their own 41-yard line. Maryland Eye, most of the time tonight, they'll give it to Shad Smith. He's got his first positive yards of the night. He continues to drag people across the 40 up to the 45-yard line. 1st down. Going to be a gain of 9 for Shad Smith.
Well, it's runs like that are going to get you the ball handed more often to you. That's a good, tough run out of a guy that doesn't see much action in this offense. He's used to being that lead blocker and having to block every play.
Well, the update on the baseball game, Alex Rodriguez hit a 2-run home run in the bottom of the ninth for the Yankees to tie it up at 3. Your Valentino scoreboard, here's another score for you. Adams Central 34, Hastings High 7 in their contest. St. Pat's, North Platte St. Pat's 26, Kearney Catholic 3 there in the third quarter of play. Hastings St. Cecilia on KKPR FM, Kearney Hastings Grand Island, the World Wide Web at kkpr.com. Tri-City Storm opening their season tonight as well as they are taking on the Indiana Ice out at the Viero Event Center. Here it is 1st and 10 for Wood River at their own 46-yard line, trailing by 7. Toss sweep McTavish room, 50, gets to the corner, 45, steps out of an ankle tackle, 40, and he's drugged down inside Minden territory at the 35-yard line, making the tackle, Bryce Lewis.
Yeah, driver has a chance to knock him down. McTavish so low to the ground, then a little stiff arm knocks him off, and down the sideline he went.
19 yards for Jensen McTavish. And a first down for Wood River. Minden 28, Wood River 21. Same score we had at halftime. And a 1st and 10. Wood River has had the ball most of this second half. Out of the Maryland I, he'll go to Johnny Martin over the left side, and he'll be drugged down as he leans forward to the 30. But again, that's 5 yards.
Exactly what you're hoping to do if you're Wood River, I think, at this point.
Troush is in there. But Jared Sanford has been making a few tackles on that defensive line tonight as well for Minden.
Well, Sanford at times has really been in there, maybe 2 in there because he overruns the play a couple times.
Of course, the flu had really hit Minden K through 12 this week, but Coach Sam Dunn says most of the guys are here tonight. The ball's fumbled, but it's picked up by Bossert. He rolls to his right. It was supposed to be a run, or supposed to be a pass, and he's going to be dropped back at the 35. He just didn't have the ball coming out from center, and that really messed things up. He avoided a couple of guys, but is going to end up losing about 3 yards on the play.
Quick Valentino score update. North Platte 21 now. Lincoln High 7, that in the fourth quarter. So North Platte looks to be on their way to putting their first win of the season up.
It's going to be 3rd down and 9 for Minden, or for Wood River. Come up over the football. Riley Egger, the center. They spread the formation now, 4 wide, 2 right, 2 left. Lambrecht is in motion from right to left, giving him trips that way, and that's where Bossert's looking. Troush is chasing him down, throws into the zone coverage, contact, pass interference. Ball was caught anyway. Jensen McTavish inside the 20 at the 19.
Well, you got 3 flags on the play, I believe. You got a hold right here in the middle of the flag. Then you got a pass interference down the field. So I think it's all going to be nullified and probably be offsetting penalties.
Well, for 2 teams that don't throw the ball, they've looked pretty good so far tonight. Pass interference on the defense. I do not see a holding penalty, Tony.
Oh, he reached down and picked it up right in the middle of the field. So Sam Dunn's pointing saying, where was that flag at?
Yeah, there was a flag in the backfield that's no longer there. That'll be the old, it fell out of my pocket trick. The result of the play is almost identical to what the pass interference would be.
Oh, they picked up the 1 flag in the middle of the field.
So it's going to be a 16-yard gain, I guess, officially here. And a Wood River first down. They'll mark the ball at the 19-yard line. Boy, Minden's not happy about this.
Well, Doug, I saw the official grab the flag and throw it into the middle of the line.
So they'll take the result of the play, which is a 16-yard completion to McTavish. It'll be first down and 10, Wood River at the Minden 19-yard line. Johnny Martin over the left side. He's got room 15, down to the 10, close to the first down marker. And Wood River knocking on the door, trailing 28-21 with 10 minutes to go.
Well, Bryce Lewis there, but Johnny Martin does such a good job. Very quick, picks up a good head of steam and just lowers that shoulder, running very hard.
They're going to say Martin a gain of 8. Second down at a short 2. The ball at the 11-yard line. Ball on the left hash. They'll give it to Martin off the right side. He's got the first down inside the 10, down to the 8, a gain of 3.
Yeah, nothing fancy. They just continue to methodically go down the field. They haven't had that penalty. A couple times in the first half, a penalty put them back to where they weren't in good shape, but they have avoided that in the second half, avoided turnovers in the second half, and looking really good.
You wouldn't think Wood River's line would be winning the battle late, but they seem to be. First and goal at the 8-yard line for Wood River, trying to tie it. They go quarterback sneak. Bossert's going to get 2 or 3 before he stood up. That's what Minden's been doing all night long. And for the first time tonight, Mitch Bossert takes it straight ahead. He's going to be just short of the 5-yard line. We'll officially call it a 2-yard gain. Second and goal at the 6. And it's just taken him a long time to unpile.
Yeah, now somebody very slow to get up from Minden. And, that's going to be Jack Rafferty. Rafferty's staying in there, though.
Clock down to 9 minutes. It's a scoreless second half after an explosion in the first half. 28-21 Minden. But Wood River has it second and goal at the 6. Spread formation this time, but Bossert's under center. Swing pass out into the flat to McTavish. Makes a man miss, and then it's just drilled at the 3. Boy, did he take a shot to the ribs. He'll get up. And he's going to be dropped there, and might have been the man that hit him that's injured for Minden.
Yeah, I think it was Bernie, so sticks his shoulder in. Bernie's slow to get up.
Colby Emmel also a little shaken up on the play. And they're going to move the ball to about the 4-yard line, which is a 2-yard pass completion. It's third and goal at the 4. Wood River was inside the 20 earlier, couldn't score. Now it's third and goal at the 4. Bossert to Martin over the left side, dives into the end zone, touchdown Eagles. That's been the money play all night long. Martin over left tackle, and it is again, and it is 28-27 with 8:29 to go. The extra point coming up.
You're right, Doug. You start to wonder about this Minden defense a little bit because people are starting to get banged up. Emmel's banged up out there. Bernie's showing he's limp. Carson Bloom's out there limping around.
Now here comes the extra point kick. Gennady puts it up. It's got plenty of leg, and it's going to curve right in there and good. And so with 8:29 to go in this football game, with most likely the district title on the line, it's Wood River 28, Minden 28 here on Power 99. Pretty impressive 86-yard drive for Wood River after a punt had pinned them down about the 14-yard line officially, but great drive capped up on the 4-yard touchdown run by Johnny Martin on third and goal. We're tied at 28. 8.5 to go. The ball is kicked away. It'll be pretty short. Bernie's going to take it at the 18. Up the middle, 20, 25. Breaks another tackle, 30. How about the 35? And all the way out to the 40-yard line before the mass of humanity brings him down for the Eagles. So Minden, who has had really good field position all night long, will have a good starting field position here. But this is a football team that scored 28 points in the first half, and Wood River has just dominated time of possession here in the second half. Minden, I think this is just their third possession of the second half. They haven't scored in the second half, tied at 28. So first and 10 out of that wing tee. They will send Bernie in motion. They'll go on an inside handoff this time to Rafferty, and he's got room into the secondary. 45, going to be short of the first down at about the 48-yard line. Better containment as well in the second half here for Wood River. Bossert's in there on the tackle. Mitch that time. Also in there, Garrett Lambrecht. Also in there was number 78, Dustin Anchetta. So a gain of 8, second down and 2.
I think Rafferty's pretty lucky there because I think the first man there was Seth Bossart, and he was ripping at that football. He wanted it out of there.
Second down and 2, needing midfield for the first down. They'll give it to Bernie. Bernie has the first down, and he'll be brought down in Wood River territory at the 46-yard line. A gain of 8.
Shad Smith was the one that just wrapped his ankles up and just held on.
So first down and 10. Wood River just scoring on an 86-yard drive to tie the ball game, and that quickly, Tony. Minden is already in Eagle territory in less than a minute. 7.5 to go in the ball game.
It'd be perfect to go down here and use up all the clock and then score here late.
Bergstrom has not attempted a pass here in the second half. He won't here. Toss, sweep, Rafferty. Same one around the left side that got him a big gain earlier in the drive. This time Lambrick will bring him down after a gain of about 3, down to the 43.
You're right. The Bergstrom has not attempted a pass. One of those reasons could be it's half of his tight end tandem out there is no longer available tonight. It looks like number 14, Nick Hansen, is done.
2nd down and 7. We believe he was injured on the final play of the first half. A 53-yard reception. Bernie over the right side. Got a little room into the secondary 40. Down to the 35. Push back to the 36. And he's right at the first down marker. All depends on the spot. A gain of 8.
He's going to be a little bit short of it.
Okay, we'll call it a gain of 7 then. 3rd and 1.
It dug in for Hansen is number 8, Miles Steen, 170-pound junior for the Whippets. He's over on that left side.
Bergstrom was 5 of 7 for 134 yards and a touchdown in the first half. Here it's 3rd and 1. Quarterback sneak. Bergstrom easily gets it 5-6 yards maybe inside the 35, where all they say is knee hit down will determine the length of the run. Guess he's going to stay a little bit farther back at about the 34. So 3 yards, but well past the first down marker.
He must have rolled forward because I think you were right initially on the call, but official right there on top of it to bring it back to where his knee first went down.
Alma 20, Arapahoe 8 in the 4th. North Platte St. Pat's leads Kearney Catholic 33-3 in the 3rd. 1st and 10, inside handoff. Purdy all the way to the secondary, and as he tries to cut at the 25, his feet gave out from under him. He's going to get 8. It'll be 2nd down and 2. And Tony, boy, he had taken maybe 3 steps and was already past the entire defensive line, but he had no downfield blockers because he got through the hole so quick, and there were 3 white jerseys waiting for him, and he didn't know which way to cut. He slides down at the 25, but Minden is on the march. And remember, they've got confidence in Pete Troush to kick a field goal of about 45 yards. Here's the handoff right side. Clint Burney on the end around is going to have enough for the first down. He's going to get inside the 20, down to about the 18-yard line.
Well, Brian Burr's there again. He was the one on the play before, one of those white jerseys. And Bernie tried to put a move on him. His legs just went out from under him. Right there, Burr was on the outside dragging Bernie down.
Bernie 114 yards. Don't forget, when we're all done, the Misco Sports postgame show. Stay with us on KKPR. We approach the 5-minute mark in a tie ball game. 1st and 10 at the 18. They'll toss it to Carson Bloom, and he'll make it to the 15.
That Bloom cuts that play. A lot of times they bounce that play and try and get to the outside, get a little bit of room, but Bloom chose to take it right up the middle that time.
What a great football game here tonight in Minden. 28-28, Whippets and Eagles. 2nd down and 8 yards to go. Ball just outside the 15-yard line. Minden has been doing it on the ground this entire drive, which started with a good kick return to the 40. Inside handoff, Bernie trying to sneak to the outside. Finds the 15, down to the 10. 1st and goal for Minden at the 8-yard line.
Yeah, great cutback. But Bernie gets up limping more and more every play, but that will not come out. He's staying in there. A tough runner, but what great cutbacks.
They're actually going to bring the chains out here to measure. I already got it marked down as a first down, but it's on the far side. So let's see as they put the chains down if it indeed is a first down. And it looks like he's going to be just short. So, about the length of the football to go here.
That's perfect if you're Minden, because now you just run that quarterback sneak for 2.5 yards and pick up the first down. The clock runs.
A couple of things a guy could say right here, but he doesn't want to jinx what's going on the field, so we won't say those things. It's 2nd and a half yard at the 8. 2nd and less than 1 for Minden at the Wood River 8-yard line. 28-28, 4:16 to go in the ball game. And you're right, Tony. They've done quarterback sneak every time here. They do it again. He's not going to get much. He's really stood up, but he's actually going to fight his way from right to left and stick that ball out as far as he can. He's going to get the first down, but he didn't gain anything more than the half yard that he needed.
Yep, you're exactly right. Much better job of the Eagles that time, knowing what was coming. Just ballooned the play up to the outside.
No timeouts have been used here in the half as well. So Wood River wants to come up with a stop, but right now, Tony, Minden is almost in guaranteed scoring position, whether it's a touchdown or a field goal. They hustle up to the line, 1st and goal from the 7. Bergstrom gives it to Bernie, cuts up the middle. He's got the 5. He's going to be hit by Shad Smith and be brought down between the 3 and the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. He got about half of what he needed.
Look, I really don't understand at this point in the game why you're in a hurry to get up the line of scrimmage. And they've done that. I know you got a tempo you like to follow, But, boy, that guy's going to count down the 5 seconds. I'd just as soon after scoring the touchdown give them a minute and a half instead of 3 minutes.
Well, sometimes you don't want to change what you're used to doing. And his second down and goal, ball at the 3-yard line. And, again, they'll give it to Bernie. Comes around the right side. Touchdown, Minden. Clint Bernie takes it in from 3 yards out. That's his first touchdown of the night, 131 yards, and it's 34-28 with exactly 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, good push by that offensive line that time for the whip. They're finally getting that push back.
Big extra point coming up here for Pete Troush. The straight-on kicker takes the one step, puts the ball up in the air, and hammers it right through there. It is good. Exactly 3 minutes to go. The final regular season home game of the year for Minden, and their first touchdown of the second half. Welcome back to high school football on KKPR FM. Kearney, Minden, and Wood River. Doug Duda, Tony Davis, Stacy Johns along with you. 3 minutes is all that's left on the clock. Minden has just punched in the go-ahead touchdown on a 3-yard Clint Bernie run. It's 35-28. And this is going to be almost an identical situation to just before the half as Pete Troush gets ready to boot it away. And it's a pretty high, fairly deep kick. It bounces at the 10. McTavish picks it up at the 8, deep left, 15, 20, 23. Good coverage there by Minden. They're going to take over at the 23-yard line. And, Tony, if you remember, there was 3:21 on the clock before halftime, and they were able to march the ball down the field, get the 25-yard touchdown pass with 12 seconds to go right before halftime, and cut it to 28-21. So Minden will have to play some defense. They just completed a 60-yard touchdown drive. Wood River has it at their own 24. They've got to go 76 yards in 2:52, and they got all 3 timeouts, and they'll go spread formation. No Maryland I. Toss sweep to the right side. Now cutting against the grain, Johnny Martin. He finds a little room out to the 30, and he's going to be drugged down from behind as he stretches forward to about the 32-yard line. And again, give some credit out there to big 68, Jared Sanford. He's been making a lot of tackles. Johnny Martin dances around for 8 at 2nd and 2.
Yeah, Brandon Lewis, Doug, is the name you were wanting to call there. Sanford 72, but good job at both those guys getting down the field and making that tackle.
2nd and 2. Martin left side again. First down. Ball's loose. Fumble on the play. Minden's got it. Minden has covered the ball. The first turnover of the second half. And it's going to be Clint Bernie.
Why not? Why not?
Oh, what a backbreaker for the Eagles. The bread and butter play. I've said it 5 or 6 times. Johnny Martin got hit, and the ball came loose, and the Whippets will have it on the 40-yard line.
Well, you've got 3 timeouts, obviously a first down here. Unless you get on this first play, the game is basically over.
3 timeouts. They've got to hold them to 3 and out here if you're Wood River. They'll turn, they'll give it to the fullback, and that will be Middleswart. He gets about a yard, maybe 2 officially. And Wood River,
they'll call their first timeout, Doug.
Well, the clock ran about 6 seconds off while they were calling the timeout there. That was the officials, not the team. So timeout on the field here by Wood River. Middleswart gets 2. It is 2nd and 8. We will take a break. 35-28 Minden on KKPR. Tonight, the Midway Chevrolet Friday Night Scoreboard. All of the scores and the highlights from around the area. Right now, though, 2nd down and 8 for Minden. They are at the Wood River 38-yard line, leading by 7, 2:06 to go. After the fumble recovery, the handoff to Bloom, and he's hit hard. Great tackle made there by the Wood River Eagles. Johnny Martin trying to get that ball back. Boy, he just killed Carson Bloom for no gain. I think if Martin doesn't get him, there was a whole lot of running room as he popped up over the left side. Timeout, 3 seconds run off the clock. It's 3rd and 9.
Okay, Doug, now you're in a position. Do you let for the first time in the second half Bergstrom throw the ball and attempt to pick up the first down, and then completion obviously stops the clock, or you just run the ball, make them use their last time out, and thus giving them about 1:57 from the time you punt the ball away back to score and tie this game up.
Bergstrom has not passed the ball, attempted it. There's been 1 penalty in the entire second half on either team. I think you're going to see him run it and give the ball to Clint Burney and see if he can follow Pete Troush on a pull play around the right side. Burney will be in the slot left here on the wing tee. 3rd down and 9 at the Wood River 39. You want to make sure Wood River gets the ball with no timeouts if they get it at all. So here we go, 3rd down and 9. Here comes the run blitz. They're going to go the other way on the toss sweep. Bloom gets to the corner and brought down short of the first down. And a flag! Oh, a flag on the tackle at the 33, and that'll end the game because it has to be on Wood River as Seth Bossart made a great tackle. I'm interested to see what the call is.
Well, it's the horse collar is what they're going to call, which is a terrible call.
Face mask is going to be the call. And so a great football game will end on a face mask call, which will give Minden the first down, and Wood River only has 1 timeout left. That's a nice hard run, a good hard tackle. It would have been an 8-yard gain. It would have been 4th and 2, and who knows, Minden might have actually went for it. And then they mark it off 5 yards, Tony.
What?
A 5-yard face mask. The first penalty of the entire second half against the Wood River Eagles, and a tough way for this ball game to end.
These guys have been confused on where to mark the ball all night. It just continues here at the end of the game.
Minute 40, and now all they want to do is kneel on the football. Going to go quarterback sneak Bergstrom, and that doesn't give Wood River much of a chance to try and strip it. And he'll bring it across the 25 down to the 24. Gain of 3. They are not using their timeout yet. 1 timeout remaining according to my book here for Wood River. Minute 13, minute 12. 35-28. Minden leads it by 7. And they won't have to snap the ball till we're under a minute to go here in the football game. And the ball's fumbled. The ball's fumbled on the snap, but Bergstrom dove back on it. Bergstrom really wasn't up under center, and it came out, an almost disaster. And evidently, Tony, I must have missed it, because if I'm Wood River, I'd have called a timeout, but they have not. And they'll fall forward and cover that ball there. Bergstrom, 38 seconds. They could force them to punt as Minden comes up over the ball. 30 seconds. Bergstrom under center will just go ahead for another yard. And now Wood River will call their final timeout. So 23 seconds remain in the game. The drive kept alive on a face mask penalty on what would have been 4th and 2. Timeout called here by Wood River. Here's the situation. It'll be 4th down and about 6 yards to go for Minden. The ball is at the Wood River 23-yard line with just 23 seconds to go in the game. Minden 35 and Wood River 28. As always, a big thank you to the many fine sponsors that allow us to bring you high school football and high school volleyball, which will continue Monday with Fort Kearney Conference action from Pleasanton. SEM will play Overton. The winner gets the top seed Pleasanton. Axtell takes on Loomis. Triple header Monday. And then we're off to the Lou Platte Conference volleyball tournament. Wood River girls, the number 2 seed in that tournament. Kearney Catholic, number 1. St. Paul, number 3. Orden Loop City, 4 and 5. Next Tuesday and Thursday, the semifinals and finals from Loop City. And our Friday night football game next Friday on KKPR, Elm Creek and Kearney Catholic. While on ESPN 1460, Amherst will play Overton. They're going to go for it. No punting situation here for Minden. 4th and 6. They will send Burney in motion. Quarterback sneak Bergstrom. He's not going to get the first down. And they'll blow it dead with 18 seconds to go. So Bergstrom takes it down to the 18. He got about 5 on the play. But now it's going to take a miracle for Wood River to tie this game. They have no timeouts. You'd have to think they've got time for 2. They could get 3 plays if there's an incomplete pass in there somewhere. 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line, trailing 35-28. Mitch Bossert, the quarterback. He is 2 of 3 in the second half. Probably could throw it 40 yards in the air. Back to pass out of the shotgun. Throws over the middle. It is complete. 35, 40, 44-yard line, and that'll stop the clock with 10 seconds to go. Now they'll want to hustle up there and spike the ball. A 26-yard completion for the first down. And they're waiting for the chains to get set. Now they come, snap the ball.
Boy, he spiked the ball. It's an incomplete pass.
5 seconds. The clock's still running. The clock's running out. The clock reached 000. Are they calling that a fumble? I think they're calling it a fumble and are calling the football game over. They are saying that the ball was fumbled and that time has run out.
I'm just at a loss for words. Everybody knew what he was trying to do.
I think they tried to hustle so much that they look over and everybody was ready to go, except you can't blow the play ready to go until the chains are set. And they were getting there, and the referee went ahead and wound it anyway. So they snapped the ball. The center is waiting to hear that whistle. And as soon as he did, he snapped it to Mitch Bossert. And I think they're just saying that he fumbled the football. Of course, he's trying to spike it again. It would have taken a miracle on the last play, but they got a nice 26-yard pass completion to get it down to the 44. And a great football game here this evening for Pete Troush and his entire Minden Whippet football team. And as they come